हेलो दोस्तों, एस के आई चैनल में आप सभी का स्वागत है। कृपया मेरे चैनल को लाइक कीजिए, अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कीजिए और हाँ, सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। Science, Class 6th, Chapter 13, Fun with Magnets. Pally and Buzo went to a place where a lot of waste material was piled into huge heaps. Something exciting was happening. A crane was moving towards the heap of junk. A long hand of crane lowered a block over the heap. It then began to move. Guess what? Many pieces of the iron junk were sticking to the block as it moved away, picking up of pieces of iron from waste. They had just read a very interesting book on magnets and knew immediately that there must be a magnet attached to the end of the crane that was picking up iron from the junkyard. You might have been magnets. Have ever enjoyed playing with them? Have you seen stickers that remain attached to the iron surface like almiras or the doors of the refrigerator? In some pin holders, the pin seem to be sticking to the holder. In some pencil boxes, the lid fits tightly when we close it even without a locking arrangement. Such stickers, pin holders, and pencil boxes have magnets fitted inside. Figure 13.2. If you have any one of these items, try to locate the magnets hidden in this. Some common items which have magnets inside them. How magnets were discovered? It is said that there was a shepherd named Magnus who lived in ancient Greece. He used to take his herd of sheep and goats to the nearby mountains for grazing. He would take a stick with him to control his herd. The stick had a small piece of iron attached to that at one end. One day he was surprised to find out that he had pulled a hard to free his stick from a rock on the a natural magnet on a hillside. Mountainside. It's figure 13.3. It seemed that if the stick was being attracted by the rock was a natural magnet and it attracted the iron tip of the shepherd stick. It is said that this is how natural magnets were discovered. Such rocks were given in the name magnetite, perhaps after the name of that shepherd. Magnetite contains iron. Some people believe that magnetite was first discovered at a place called Magnesia. The substance having the property of attracting irons are now known as magnets. This is how the story goes. In any case, people now have discovered that contains certain rocks that have the property of attracting the pieces of iron. They also found that the small piece of these rocks have some special properties. They named this naturally occurring materials magnets. Later on, process of making magnets from pieces of iron was discovered. These are known as artificial magnets. Nowadays, artificial magnets are prepared in different shapes. For example, bar magnet, shoe magnet, cylindrical or iron-ended magnet. Figure 13.4 shows a few such magnets of different shapes. Activity 1. Activity 1. Take a plastic or paper cup, fix
it on a stand with the help of clamp as shown in figure 13.5. Place a magnet inside the cup and cover it with a paper so that the magnet is not visible. Attach a unread thread to a clip made of iron. Fix the other end of the thread at the base of the stand. Mind you, the trick involved here is to keep the length of thread sufficiently short. Bring the clip near the base of cup. The clip is raised in air without support like a kite. Effect of magnet paper clip hanging in air. 13.1 Magnet and magnetic materials. Activity 2. Let us walk in the full steps of magnets. Only this time we will change the position of the magnet and the iron. There will be a magnet at the end of our shepherd stick. We can attach a small magnet to a hockey stick, a walking stick, or a cricket wicket with a tape or a small glue. Let us now go out on a magnet walk through the school playground. What does our magnet stick pick up from the school ground? What about objects in the classroom? Collect various objects of day-to-day use from the surroundings. Test this with the magnet stick. You can also take a magnet, touch this object with it, and observe which objects stick to the magnet. Prepare a table in your notebook as shown in table 13.1 and record your observations. Look at the last column of the table 13.1 and note the objects that are attracted by a magnet. Now make a list of this table. Table 13.1 Finding the objects attracted by magnet. Name of the object, material which the object is made of, cloth, plastic, aluminum, wood, grass, iron, any other attracted by the magnet. A stick magnet, yes or no. Iron ball, iron, yes. A scale, plastic, no. Shoe, leather, question mark, no. The materials from which these objects are made. Is this any material common in all the objects that we are attracted by the magnet? We understand the magnet attracts the certain materials, whereas some do not get attracted towards the magnet. The materials which get attracted towards a magnet are magnetic. For example, iron, nickel, or cobalt. The materials which are not attracted towards a magnet are non-magnetic. What materials did you find to be non-magnetic from table 13.1? Is soil a magnetic or non-magnetic material? Bojo has this question for you. A tailor was stitching buttons on his shirt. The needle has slipped from the hand onto the floor. Can you help the tailor to find the needle? Activity 3. Rub a magnet in the sand or soil. Pull out the magnet. Are there some particles of sand and soil sticking to the magnet? Now gently shake the magnet to remove the particles of sand or soil, and some particles still sticking to it. This might be small pieces of iron fillings pick up from the soil. Through such activity, we can find out whether the soil or sand from a given place contains particles that have iron. Try this activity near our home, school, or the places you visit on your holidays. Does the magnet with iron filling sticking to it look like any one of those shown in table 13.6? Make a table of what you find. Magnet with many iron fillings, few iron fillings, and no iron fillings sticking to it. If you fill this and send it to the Paheli and Bojo, they can compare the amount of iron fillings found in soil and from different parts of the country. They can share the information with you. 13.2 Poles of magnet. We observed that the iron fillings, if they are present, stick to a magnet rubbed in the soil. Did you observe anything special about the way they stick to the magnet? Activity 4. Spread some iron fillings on a sheet of paper. Now take place a bar magnet on the sheet. What do you observe? Do the iron fillings stick all over the magnet? Do you observe that the more iron fillings get attracted to some parts of the magnet other than others? Figure 13.7. Remove the iron filling from sticking to the magnet and repeat the activity. Do you observe any changes in the pattern with which the iron filling get attracted by different parts of the magnet? You can do this using fins of iron nails in the place of iron fillings, and also with the magnets of different shapes. Draw a diagram to show the way iron fillings stick to the magnet. Is your drawing similar to that shown in figure 13.6a? We find that the iron fillings are attracted more towards the region close to iron fillings sticking to a bar magnet. More close to two ends of the bar magnet. The poles of the magnets are said to be near these ends. Try and bring a few magnets of different shapes to the classroom. Check for the locations of the poles on these magnets using iron fillings. Can you make the location of the poles in the kind of magnet shown in figure 13.4? 13.3 Finding direction. Magnets were known to the people from ancient times. Many properties of the magnets were also known to them. You might have read many interesting stories about these uses of magnet. One such story is about the emperor in China named Wang Ti. It is said that he had a chariot with a statue of a lady that could rotate in any direction. It had an extended arm as if it was showing the way. Figure 13.8. The statue had an interesting property. It would rest in such a position that it is extended from the arm, always pointed towards south. By looking at the extended arm of the statue, the emperor was able to locate the direction when he went to new places on his chariot. The chariot with direction finding statue. Let us make such a directional finder for ourselves. Activity 5. Take a bar magnet, put a mark on its one end for identification. Now tie a thread at the middle of the magnet so that you may suspend it from a wooden stand. Figure 13.9. Make sure that the magnet can rotate freely. Let it come to rest. Mark 2 points on the ground to show the direction of the ends of the magnet when it comes to the rest. Draw a figure 13.9. Freely suspended bar magnet always comes to the rest in same direction. Line joining the 2 points. This line shows the direction in which the magnet was pointing in its position of rest. Now rotate the magnet by gently pushing one end in one direction, any direction, then let it come to rest. Again mark the position of two ends in its position of rest. Thus the magnet now point in different direction. Rotate the magnet in other direction and note the final direction in which it comes to rest. Do you find that the bar magnet always comes to rest in some direction? Now can you guess the mystery behind the statue In Emperor's Chariot, repeat the activity with an iron bar and plastic and wooden scale stand instead of a magnet. Do not use light objects for this activity and avoid doing it with it where there are currents of air. Do the other material also always come to rest in the same direction? We find that the freely suspended bar magnet always comes to rest in a particular direction, which is the north-south direction. Use the direction of the rising sun in the morning to find out the rough direction towards east, where you are doing this experiment. If you stand facing east, to your left will be the north. Using the sun for finding the direction may not be very exact, but it will help to make our direction north from the south on your line. Using this, can figure out which end of the magnet is pointing to the north and which points to the south. The end of the magnet that points towards north is called north-seeking. The end north-seeking end or the north pole of the magnet. The other end that points towards the south is called the south-seeking end or the south pole of the magnet. All the magnets have two poles, whatever their shape may be. Usually north and south poles are marked on the magnets. This properties of magnet is very useful for us. For centuries, travelers have been making the use of these properties of magnets to find directions. It is said that in olden days, travelers used to find directions by suspending natural magnets with a thread which they always carried with them. Later on, a device developed based on this property of magnets. It is known as compass. A compass is usually a small box with a glass cover on it. Magnetized needle is pivoted inside the box, which can rotate freely. The compass also has a dial. A compass, figure 13.910. Compass. With the direction marked on it, the compass is kept at the place where we wish to know the direction. Its needle indicates the north-south direction when it comes to rest. The compass is then rotated until the north and south marked on the dial are at the two ends of the needle. To identify the north pole of the magnetic needle, it is usually painted in different colors. 13.4 Make your own magnet. There are several methods of making magnets. Let us learn the simplest one. Take a rectangular piece of iron, place it on a table. Now take a bar magnet and place one of this pole near one edge of the bar of the iron. Without lifting the bar magnet, move it along the length of the iron bar till you reach the other end. Now lift the magnet and bring the pole, the same pole you started with, to the same point of the iron bar from which you began. Figure 13.11. Move the magnet again along the iron bar in the same direction as you did before. Repeat this process about 13 to 40 times. Bring a pin or some iron filling near the bar magnet to check whether it has become a magnet. If not, continue the process for some making your own magnet. Figure 13.11. For some time, remember that the pole of a magnet and the direction of its movement should not change. You can also use an iron nail, a needle of a blade, or convert them into a magnet. You now know how to make a magnet. Would you like to make your own compass? Activity 6. Magnetize an iron needle using a bar magnet. Now insert a magnetized a needle through a small piece of cork or a foam. Let the cork float in a water in a bowl or a tub. Make sure that the needle does not touch the water. Figure 13.12. Make a note of direction in which the needle points when the cork is floating. Rotate the cork with the needle fixed in it in different direction. Note the direction in which the needle points when the cork begins to float again without rotating. Does the needle always point in the same direction when the cork stops rotating? 13.5 Attracted and repulsion between magnets. Let us play another interesting game with magnets. Take two small toy car and label them A and B. Place a bar magnet on top of each car along its length and fix them with a rubber band. Figure 13.13. In a car A, keep the south pole of the magnet towards its front and place the magnet in opposite direction. In car B, now place the two cars close to one another. In figure 13.13, what you observe? Do the car remain at the same place? Do the car run from each other? Do they move towards each other and collide? Record your observation in a table as shown in table 13.3. Now place the toy car close to each other such that the rear side of the car A faces the front side of car B. Figure 13.14. Do they move as before? Note the direction in which the car moved now. Next, place the car A behind the car B and note the direction in which they move in each case. Repeat the activity by placing car with their rear sides facing each other. Record your observation in each case. What do we find from this activity? Do two similar poles attract or repel each other? What about the opposite poles? Do they attract or repel each other? This property of magnet can also be observed by suspending a magnet and bringing one by one the poles of the another magnet near it. A few questions. Magnets lose their properties if they are hit, hammered or dropped from a small height. Also, magnets become weak if they are not stored properly. To keep them safe, magnetic should be kept in a pair with their unlike poles on the same side. They must be separated by a piece of wood, while two pieces. For horseshoe magnet, one should keep a piece of iron across the poles. Keep magnets away from the cassettes, mobiles, television, music system, compact discs, and the computers. Magnet loses their property on heating, hammering, and dropping. Keywords: compass, magnet, magnetite, North Pole, South Pole. Magnetite is a natural magnet. Magnet attracts materials like iron, nickel, cobalt. They are called magnetic materials. Magnet materials that are not attracted towards the magnets are called non-magnetic. Each magnet has two magnetic poles, north and south. A freely suspended magnet always lies in north and south direction. Opposite poles of two magnets attract each other, whereas similar poles repel one another.